So Coffeezilla has done some absolutely incredible things in the year of 2022. It was a big year for him. He exposed a lot of scams. He exposed a lot of bad people. He did a lot of great things for the finance space and for the average American and just helping them, keeping them educated and letting them know who the bad apples out there in the world of finance. However, in 2023, it's been a completely different story. I mean, this guy has completely just like disappeared. Like he made the videos on Logan Paul. He posted a few other videos. You know, he's got this video right here. YouTubers get sued for $1 billion. He's got the why banks are collapsing. I think he made a video on Celsius and like Alex Machinsky. But this guy hasn't posted a video since March 17th, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it's March 17th. It's been like 2 to 3 months since this guy has posted a video. And this has led a lot of people to say, what on earth? What happened to Coffeezilla? Like, where did he go? Like, dude, we need you. We love you. We like the content. By the way, I know it says that I'm not subscribed, but I'm logged in on YouTube under my second channel. I am definitely subscribed with the notifications on my main channel. I'm just logged into the second channel. But anyway, a lot of people on Twitter and just pretty much everywhere just saying, what the heck happened to Coffeezilla? Has he been threatened? Are the rich finally going after him? And I honestly don't blame people for feeling that way because this guy has, not only is he so good at exposing people and doing great research and just putting all the information out there, but he's gone after some pretty big players in the crypto space, some pretty powerful people. And I could definitely understand why people feel the way that they feel. But I feel the need to make this video because I don't see anybody else addressing this. So I'm like, okay, let me just make a video and kind of talk about it. So I'm in Coffeezilla's Patreon, right? Let me actually go ahead and pull it up. So I'm in Coffeezilla's Patreon. He barely posts on there. Very rarely. He posts like once a month. But he has been giving us some updates. He made one update, and I'm not going to, completely show the video or anything like that. But I feel like I can at least do this because people just want to know. He said, I'm not dead. I'm working on a big case. So he said that right now he's coming out with like a really big 3-part series on something. He hasn't told us exactly what it is, but he said that he's working on a really huge, kind of similar to what he did with Logan Paul, right? He did 3 videos. He had a 3-part docuseries because it ended up being so long. So he kind of chopped it up, and he's basically doing the same thing for an unknown case that he's working on that we have no idea. So I guess the best way I could say it is the reason why you haven't seen Coffeezilla in so long is because he's working on something big. Now, here's another update that we did get. We got this update, honestly, a few days ago on May 16th, where Coffeezilla says vague death threats plus huge update. Now, I'm sure nobody is surprised that this guy's getting death threats. I mean, come on now. Like, look at the type of work that he does. Look at the people that he goes after. I mean, for crying out loud, I give death threats, and I'm not even nowhere near this guy's level. And even I get death threats. Like, that's just part of social media. Now, I don't know if he means death threats like powerful people are sending him death threats, because I do remember he went on Moist Critical's like podcast and he talked about how he had a very serious threat from like a billionaire that he briefly mentioned in the Logan Paul series. Like basically some guy affiliated with this billionaire he talked about basically threatened him. And then he said one time he came out his house and there was like some weird guy in his yard, like just weird, crazy stuff like that. But that's the stuff that comes with the type of work that he does. But yeah, basically he gave us another update and he just said, I'm not dead. I'm working on something big, which I understand he's working on something big. But if you just look at his upload patterns, I will admit it is pretty, not normal for him. Normally he uploads at least a few times a month, and we haven't even really gotten that. Like if you just look here, let's just scroll back a little bit. If you scroll back, he was uploading several times a month. I mean, you could clearly see it. Like he was consistently uploading. We just go 6 months ago. Looks like he's got 6 times that he uploaded 6 months ago. So in that month, he uploaded 6 times. 5 months ago, he uploaded about 7 times, we can see. Then it just starts to slow down from there. He's not really uploading as much. In the month of March, I guess March and February, he only gave us 4 uploads. I don't know why the uploads are slowing down, but I kind of have my theory, so I'll just kind of give it. I think it's one of 2 reasons. I think he's either slowing the uploads because, one, he might be facing a serious threat behind the scenes that none of us know about. Like he might actually have a serious threat to his life that he can't speak on and he's trying to figure out how to deal with it. That's very possible. I don't think that's happening, but it's very possible. Or 2, I think 2, and I think this is the most likely reason of why we're not seeing very many uploads by him and why I think that going forward, we might not see very many uploads, because I think Coffeezilla is in a very tough part of what YouTube creators who get this big go through. When they get this big, they get to a point where they want to put out such quality content and they want their views to either continue to grow or at least stay the same, where he's getting 3 million views per video, that he's slowing down on the uploads and he's just focusing on really high quality content. It's almost similar to like the Mr. Beast formula. Mr. Beast does the same thing. Mr. Beast only uploads a video like once a month. And the reason why is because he's really hunkering down and focusing on the best quality he can make that's going to get views. And that's honestly why I think Coffeezilla hasn't been uploading as much. I think there's been a plethora of subjects he could be uploading about, but I think he's at a point now where he's like, okay, well, after this Logan Paul thing, because for those who don't know, Coffeezilla had like 1.4 million subscribers before the Logan Paul thing. After the Logan Paul thing, this guy gained an extra like 1.8 million subscribers just off the Logan Paul videos. So I think his channel has gotten so massive and so huge. I think he's in a situation where he's trying to continue to exceed people's expectations and continue to grow the channel. So now he's at a point where he's not covering just any old story anymore. You know what I mean? Like before he used to do that, all the major stories he used to cover, but I think he's leaving those types of things to people like me, Upper Echelon, Scott Schaefer, you know, Spencer Cornelia, whoever. And I think he's focusing on the really, really big stories. Like I feel like this 3-part docuseries he's working on is probably going to be very similar to the Logan Paul thing. And I think that's what he's going for. I think he's really trying to take it up to the next level and go for those really big, you know, documentaries or those really big stories where he could really expose somebody. I really think that that's what he's going for, which I don't know. I mean, he did make this video on all these influencers being sued, and that video did pretty well, but that's really just how I feel. I mean, I can't really explain why he's not uploading. I mean, he's given us his updates on Patreon, but these are just kind of my theories on what's going on. I mean, I would love to kind of talk to him and see, you know, why he's not uploading, but it's really hard to get a hold of this guy. It really is. But all I want to say is, you know, if you want to stay up to date and keep track of what Coffeezilla is doing and like why he hasn't been uploading and just kind of like read the comments and kind of what his community is saying, you could definitely go ahead and join his Patreon. His Patreon is only $5. It's really not that expensive at all. And I'll be honest, you don't really get much. I think the point of the Patreon is just to support him. I think this is another thing. I think another reason why he probably hasn't uploaded too is because the Patreon is able to support him financially. I can tell you right now, he's got a crap ton of people in that Patreon. He's got thousands of people in his Patreon, no doubt about it. He's got a crap ton. He's got a lot of people in his Patreon, and I think that also helps him because now he's making enough money for Patreon where he can actually focus on putting out the videos because he's a full-time YouTuber. So now that he's making money for Patreon, he can focus on making really good quality content, take as long as he wants with his investigations. And instead of having to worry about, well, I got to make another YouTube video so I can make money and pay my bills. Well, now he's got Patreon for that. Patreon is bringing him enough money, at least I believe, monthly, where he can really slow down and focus on content. So the way that it's looking to me, I mean, I could be wrong, but the way that it's looking to me is this guy is really just prioritizing quality over quantity. And he's really trying to take that next big step in his YouTube career and really uncover some of like the world's like biggest scams, kind of like what you kind of see Hindenburg Research do. You know, Hindenburg Research is this very popular short seller that uncovers a lot of big stuff too. And I know there's some debate about whether they're ethical and how good they are, but I'm just giving an example here. I think that's the route that Coffeezilla is kind of going. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answered you all's question. That's kind of the reason why, at least I believe, that Coffeezilla hasn't posted, and also he gave his own updates on his Patreon of why he hasn't posted. So it just kind of is what it is. So anyway, there you guys have it. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.